But right now, we're joined by the manager of the Red Sox, Alex Cora. He's brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh. By Arbella, here for baseball fans, here for good. And by Sherwin-Williams. The Sherwin-Williams Pro Plus program helps you manage and grow your paint business. Alex Cora, how are we doing this week?
We're doing good. We're doing good. First things first, Mego, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
So,
it was a great week.
You didn't get the
Now
invite,
we're
Alex?
We were busy.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to make you feel guilty about having to say no.
I thought maybe a courtesy invite, maybe.
Yeah,
Another person not invited, I think, is Mark Wegner last night, home plate umpire. What happened with that exchange last night? It was a bit of a delayed boiling over, if you will, after the missed call in the seventh inning. And is it a reflection of your overall frustration and that of the team?
No, it's just, like that pitch in the seventh inning, obviously we thought otherwise, the 2-2 count, and there was a pitch in the bottom of the 11th that was called a ball. It was probably a ball, but we were, let's say, it all over him, throughout the game, and he had enough, and at that point, he threw me out from the dugout, and, I had to do my thing. But, as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of that. I think, my job is to be in the dugout, to make decisions. Obviously, I got to defend my players. But in that one, kind of like, we were going back and forth throughout the game, and I have a really good relationship with him. He actually came up to the big leagues around the time I made it to the big leagues, and at one point I was like, hey, man, we turned the page already, and he didn't feel that way, so he threw me out. Yeah, so, I mean, you argue balls a strike, that's what's going to happen.
Right. I read that you were trying to deter the clubhouse from discussing the upcoming trade deadline and everything that might be happening a little bit outside of their control right now. I'm wondering if you've had any conversations with Craig Breslow, at least since the All-Star break, about where his mind might be at, or if that's something that's out of your control as well right now with the road trip that you're on.
I mean, we have daily conversations, and obviously after the draft, teams are, the conversations between teams are picking up. That's how it works, It just happens that in our business, it seems like everything is crunched at the same time, right? The draft and the trading deadline. So, teams are calling, asking, where we at, what's going to happen. The same thing with us, calling teams and having a better idea how they're going to attack the trading deadline, and to have like a better idea of how we're going to do it. And obviously, a lot of people are talking about the 4-game losing streak. I don't think that's a reflection of who we are or where we at in the season. Obviously, the standings are the standings, and they're gonna move. But I think we have a pretty good team, and the conversations are about how we can be better. Not only now, but obviously in the near future. And it's been good. I'm expecting to probably meet on Thursday and the off day and go over a few things. As far as like the game plan for the upcoming days or the week. And the hope here, as always, the goal is to make it to the playoffs and win the World Series. And I know it hasn't been the best start of the second part of the season, but it's not that we're playing bad. We just got to beat 3 times, with the game on the line. And we feel really good about the team and where we're heading.
When you have those conversations, are they specified around like a certain position? Do you have individual specific players in mind? And how much sort of agency do you think you have in those conversations when you share what you think about them?
I think, the trends of the season will dictate what we do or we don't do. One of the things that, we've seen over the course of the last month and a half is our inability to hit left-handed pitching, right? And that's real. I think yesterday we did a pretty good job. We struggled against Paxton over the weekend, and we're facing our lefty today. So that's something that we have talked about. Obviously, where we at now, roster-wise, with the injuries, with Marty down and Slayton down, how can we, be better in the bullpen. We're pushing some guys to the limit here, especially in this series against the Rockies. But just ways to improve it. I think position player wise, we're in a good spot as far as like athleticism, versatility, and the production of the guys. But like every other team, it doesn't matter if you're the Phillies or teams that are playing, near 500 or just above 500 like us, you're trying to improve and you know what you need to do to take the next step.
Talking to Red Sox manager Alex Cora here on WEEI. Why send a message to the team to not discuss the trade deadline, not talk about the trade deadline leading up to it?
I learned over the years, I know that I'm not the perfect manager, and every year you learn something new. Every day you learn something new. And I think for 2 years, in different ways, the message outside the clubhouse, the message from the clubhouse to the outside world, it was like we weren't happy with what happened, and our job is to, the players to play, the manager to manage, and over the course of since 2017 when I got the job, I try to learn something new from winning the World Series to try to repeat to dealing with the trading deadline and all that. Every year is different, so I felt like it was needed to let the guys know that our job is to show up every day, keep improving, keep getting better, and then whatever happens, and we're going to stay the course.
We got to get Bradfo to stop asking about it. He's bothering everybody about it. We got to get Bradfo to stop doing that.
Bruh, it's like, this guy is relentless, it's amazing. It's amazing. And then the way he operates,
he's sneaky.
He thinks he's sneaky, but I know he works. He goes to the visiting dugout and he does his podcast and he gets his sources, whatever. Then he comes over here, he drops a question, he drops a bomb, and then he runs away. That's how he operates.
It's hard to be sneaky when you're giving out free T-shirts for everyone to hold up,
That's true.
Oh, it's all about the brand, too. It's all about the brand. You know it. It's all about his brand.
So I saw that you told the media that Tristan Casas is about to turn a corner. How would you describe his recovery process this season?
Yeah, it's something that I'm always very careful to talk about injuries because I really don't know how the player feels, especially in this one. It's not like it was a fracture wrist, whatever, and we know that he's going to heal in 6 weeks, and this is a process, right? This is about feel, and that's what the doctor says. And he's had some good days, some bad days, but I can tell you since after the All-Star break, or he didn't have a break actually. He went to Texas, but after he came back, the intention on the swings and the way he has bounced back the next day has been the best he's felt for a while. He's still, doing soft touch. There's no machine work yet, but his recovery has been good, so that's a good sign. So I do believe we're going to push the envelope probably towards the end of the weekend or early next week to add some stuff to the progression. And if he continue if he continues to trend this way, he's going to be okay. He's going to be a part of this. When, I cannot tell you, but I do believe he's going to contribute, and hopefully sooner rather than later.
Alex, do you feel like the team's being judged or evaluated differently in these next 8 games before the deadline than they would be, the rest of the season? Do you feel added pressure from that?
We don't feel added pressure, but we know that our job is to win as many games as possible, right? We know where we're at in the standings. If the season ends right now, we don't make it to the playoffs tomorrow, right? So we just got to keep playing better. Good baseball, sorry, not better. We just got to finish games, right? That's the way I see it. For how bad the road trip has been, there's a lot of positives, We were one pitch away Saturday. We had Bernie against Freeman on Friday. It just didn't happen. Kelly yesterday, one of our best relievers, didn't, hung a changeup. It was a home run. So just stay the course. We have a big game today. We know that, as far as our goal is to win every series, and we have to win today to make it happen tomorrow, and then reset on the off day, because we will need to reset with the bullpen and then be ready for New York and Seattle.
Time now for our Sherwin-Williams question of the week. It's sponsored by Sherwin-Williams. You can ask Sherwin-Williams how to bring color to your life. And our Sherwin-Williams question of the week is from Vassar at Keeler & Company. How soon, realistically, Alex, can Meyer, Teal, and Anthony help the Major League club?
Well, I mean, everybody sees the numbers, right? And they're doing an outstanding job. There's a few things development-wise that they still have to work on. You know, they're not the final product. I mean, we got guys here playing that they're not the final product, right? Hamilton, Rafaela. We keep trying to help them to develop as big league players. Timeline, I really don't know. I know they're very talented. I had a meeting with them in spring training individually, and I told them that there's no age limit at the big league level, right? We've seen guys that make it to big leagues at 19, others at 31. It really doesn't matter. They're going to keep pushing the envelope. They're really talented, and hopefully, you know, they're going to impact the organization sooner rather than later, and it should be fun because the three of them, and there's more actually, it's not only them three, but the three of them are special kids that really care, and they're gamers.
Okay. He is Red Sox manager Alex Cora.